Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw a couple new countries form, mostly in Asia. We saw countries over in the Yellow Sea and the South China Sea, as well as the Arabian Peninsula. We also saw Egypt. We also saw Egypt form. We had a Yugoslavian country and I believe and this like I call country up here, and I also believe this Danish country. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and let's get right in. Uh, and also, don't mind these provinces here. I put them on the wrong layer on accident and didn't have enough time to finish them before I needed to record this episode. So, firstly, we see the brown team expand out, and they're going to claim something that looks like a bit like this. In this episode, most of it, most of Europe is going to be filled in. At least it'll almost all be discovered. Next, we see the pink team expand out. They're going to claim something that looks like this. Next, the light blue team expands, and they claim quite a bit of the coastline here, and eventually looks something like this. We also see Brittany claim the rest of that, and see the rest of the Iberian Peninsula get discovered. We then see the French team expand and claim pretty much all of this land up here, and we see Catalonia claim all of this land. It goes up along, claim all this land that's right along here. Is that better? Okay, and we then see three new, uh, two new countries form, two new countries form in the Iberian Peninsula. We pretty much see southern West Iberia and northern East West Iberia. It's even brighter. So something like that. As for capitals, they will be well here and right down here. Next, we see the Denmark. Explore these islands here. Kaliningrad will also explore these islands here. And eventually, both teams will make it to like mainland Sweden. They think they're on different like land masses, so they'll both explore around the coast. And, as some of you guys might know, I play tennis. So, and at my game, the day of me recording this, uh, I sustained an injury. So occasionally throughout the video, you might hear me say "ow" or something similar. Um, it has to deal with my right hand. I'm not gonna go into too much detail about it. Just know about that happening. I'm probably gonna have to go get an X-ray for it too. Alright. And with the two countries exploring, they're of course going to be expanding. And also, the two groups did meet up, and Dutch team will claim all of this. They also claim these islands here, and Kaliningrad will claim all of this up here. Also claim some of these far northern parts. They claim these islands, like I said, these far northern parts, and this island here. On the mainland area, Kaliningrad will claim all of this. And at this point, I'm just going to call them Prussia. So that's what they're kind of leading up to be. And Denmark is going to claim all of this. These two are really getting towards fighting each other. They both have great hatred for each other. More than the two countries that are going to war. I'm not sure how clear it was, but in the last episode, I did say that the red team, or I did kind of show that the red team was going to go to war with the yellow team, and they did. The red team's reason for this? To get their old land back. So they will start sending a ton of troops into the yellow team all throughout their border. And instantly, the yellow team is going to cry for help as troops storm towards their capital. Red team troops completely cut them off from the coastline, pretty much denying the blue team access to them. But the green team will help out in this war and send their troops in, and the yellow team will be able to relieve their capital and open up waterways. The blue team is actually going to also declare war on the red team, They had some lands that they lost up here. Both teams have lands lost in this region. The red team thought the blue team might join in on the war, but they weren't really sure about it. We even see this kind of dark reddish brown country jumping in on this, and they kind of go slow and just take over some of these areas down here. We uh, we then see the red team now crying out for help, and one of their closest allies, the in per in Caspia, is going to respond and start invading blue team slightly, but they're going to focus in on the brown team or the stark red brown team capturing their capital. The yellow team is able to push out most red team troops from in their border, but some that the red team is able to hold a good offensive in some of these other areas. Eventually, green team troops are going to come in, uh, go up here, and go around the yellow and red teams, and start an invasion into the red team up here. The green team will just pierce straight down towards the Caspian Sea, kind of separating the two parts of the red team. We then have multiple groups breaking off from the red team. See this kind of light green, light lime green one. We then see again a light purple country over in here. And we see this dark yellow country, kind of goldish, popping up right in here. Is it gold? That's better. We see the green team continuing to push into the red team, and eventually the red team is just going to surrender over. The yellow team will be relieved of all, will gain all the land back, and the bright white team and Caspia will also just sign a peace treaty with the blue and dark red. So, in this peace treaty, we see many countries get land and even independence. Firstly, we see the blue team will get all of this land here. And I did use some of the blue team's provinces to help this. What? Oh, the Canteen, Caspia, we'll get all of these provinces here. So the Tan team gets all of that. So get this, 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 and this. So I'm going to fix these up later, possibly. We then see blue team gets that back. The red team will get these two cards here. And the red team will also get this one. And they don't gain those parts, they get them back. Then see the green team is going to get that land there. Connect up with this little bit of land they get here. The yellow team gains nothing. Over here, this dark maroon team will gain that, and they'll also regain control of this, and all of this land here is going over. We'll go over to the tan team. And you might be wondering, what about the capital for the Stark Red team? Well, their new capital is going to be right here. Right there. Okay. As for these three breakaway states here, Gold team has their capital there. This lime team will have theirs there, and this purple team will have theirs there. So here is the new map. Oh, I did capitals for these guys. Last thing we see going on, or one of the last things we see going on, is we have North Korea will expand here and up here, pretty much being just like the real world North Korea, but with a bit, maybe more land. Can't tell if it's more or less. They're also not a dictatorship, though. And this will also mean that South Korea will get all of this. And China will gain all of this land here. Kind of taking the Chile approach. One pixel. Always one pixel. Let's see. These countries here, all exploring outwards, further into China. And pretty much they discover all this. Next, this light blue team will claim over blue team will claim over all of this. This brown team will claim over all of this. And also going up into China. And this kind of green team will claim over all of this. Mm. Next, these countries will also expand outwards. This Tanishteen, pale yellow, will claim over all of this, and this purple team will claim over most of the Indian Peninsula, actually. And they will claim all of this. Actually, not as much as the Indian Peninsula as I thought. But with that, that is the end of this episode, and I will see you in the next one.